sharing our stories connects us.
We gotta get her on. We gotta get
Listen
her on.
and be connected. Join us for the Conversation meeting weekly at the intersection of community and culture.
There you go. That's the
Hosted by
bullshit adapter.
Mario Nunez and Joe King Carter. Oh, my goodness. Jess, were we live there? I mean, were we weren't good. Mics weren't open? Because there was an expletive that came out of my mouth there.
Did you say something?
Yes, I did.
Oh,
but although you can hear, yeah, thank you. Because although you can hear that particular expletive any night on CNN or MS Now. I can't say that too often because it's MSNBC for me. But we are good, Joey. We're good. Nobody heard what I said.
Oh, good.
Yeah. I tell you what
I was shocked.
Listen,
personally, I was shocked.
For those of you that are wondering what could Mario have possibly said, it rhymed with bullspit. Anyway, so you are listening. Hi, everybody. It's Wednesday. It's noon, and if it's noon on Wednesdays, you know you're listening to The Conversation right here on WMNF 88.5 in Tampa, 88.5 FM. Because nobody listens to AM anymore. Or you're listening to us anywhere on the web, worldwide, WMNF.org. It is Wednesday. It's The Conversation. Again, my name is Mario Nunez, and I'm seated alongside my broadcast partner, Joe King Carter. Joey, what say you?
Hey, welcome everyone out there listening this afternoon. It is a beautiful day. The skies are blue, and life is good, even though it's strange.
Yeah, you say that every week, Joey. You say that every week, and every week I ring the bell in affirmation. But in reality, I don't believe any of it, Joey. I don't believe anything you say.
Listen, your grandparents and your great-grandparents and your great-great and your great-great and your great-great and your great-great.
How many greats you gonna go?
Let's go back 500 years. They all had to live long enough and not get hurt to pass on their genes to make you. You and every human is a miracle. You're a miracle to be alive. And therefore, you got to kind of plug into that every now and then. Don't forget it. Yes, I know we have.
And you step on the rake every time, Joey. You know, it's like that. It's just like that old cartoon. I don't remember the name of the cartoon. It might have been Heckle and Jekyll. But you remember the black circle that they were able to throw out there, and whenever it would land, if they hit against the wall, they would crawl through. It was a hole.
Yes.
Basically, it was a hole, and it was really cool because
It was a dimension.
It was a dimension. So they would throw it on the floor, and they drop through it. They throw it on the wall, and they crawl through it. But I do that every week to you, and you step on that thing every time, and you fall right through it. Because listen, I'm with you, partner, in case you haven't noticed. And in case those of you out there listening haven't noticed. Because I'm here for it, Joe. And you know, there's a saying now. I mean, the kids are using it. The kids these days are using it. I'm here for that.
Yeah,
you know, whatever it is. I'm here for it. Meaning, I'm leaning in.
Yeah.
Good, bad, ugly, stinky, smelly, beautiful, peaceful, chaotic, whatever life throws at me,
it's coming.
I'm dealing with it in real time, and it, ain't nothing going to break my stride.
Well,
ain't nothing going to bring me down.
I hear you.
Oh no.
And we have the state of Florida passing laws that can allow them to make any group a terrorist group. Now, anybody can be a terrorist, according to the state of Florida.
Not to mention, they're going to pass a law that says 80 miles an hour is okay on the interstate. Did you see that, boys? Did you see that, girls?
It's
80 miles an hour, not 55.
It's the Old West.
Not 65.
It's the gun-toting, no-rules Old West.
So are we going to all have to become Yosemite Sams now?
And then on top of that, a beloved leader says that he's going to take Cuba. He can take Cuba.
He can take whatever he wants.
He can take Cuba. And so this is reminiscent of a guy in Germany who took Poland, I think. So you know what? The world's hard out there. I get it, folks, and I know that it's wearing on you. It's wearing on you. But guess you've got to not let that affect your insulin levels and your dopamines in your brain. You've got to remain positive wherever you can. And that's all I can say. And yes, get your oars in the water, because the seas are going to get rough now. It's going to happen.
I like that. Get your oars in the water.
Get your oars in the water.
Oars plural, because if it's only one oar, you're going to be going in a circle, y'all. And that ain't good.
Because definitely it's not going to be an easy task in the next months and maybe even years to come. But we have to face it and deal with it.
Excellent, Joey. Excellent advice. And that's the ring of affirmation. So on a good note, on a happy note, I'm going to end it on a happy note.
Yes.
For those of you that are baseball fans like myself and like our guest today in studio, who we're going to introduce you to in just a couple of moments, I say, felicidades, Venezuela. Viva Venezuela.
Viva, viva.
Because they came out yesterday and, boy, they almost didn't, but they came out yesterday and persevered. They won the World Baseball Classic in classic fashion, leading through 8 innings, 2-0, and in the bottom of the 8th with 2 outs, gave up a game-tying 2-run home run to Bryce Harper, who's a pretty good player for the USA, and ultimately prevailed in the top of the 9th after a walk and a stolen base and a key base hit, went ahead 3-2, and the final ended up being 3-2. And I tell you what, there wasn't a dry eye on the team. The manager, who was a baseball lifer, had spent more than 30 years in the Houston Astros organization, and the only coach Team Venezuela has ever known, was retiring. That was his last game. What an incredible send-off. And for the people of Venezuela who have been through much, this is a wonderful way to end that tournament, their first win ever. So, and for those of you that follow baseball, know that Venezuela is a baseball country, much like Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico. And Cuba. Let's not sleep on Cuba. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's my happy ending for today. Joey, why don't you go ahead and ease us into our guest?
Well, we are both excited, I know, today,
yes, we are,
because we have with us Kim Burns Cummings. Welcome, Kim.
Thank you so much.
So what we always do here, Kim,
are we getting a good read on Kim? Can you hear her voice okay in your headset?
Speak, Kim, speak.
Right.
There we go.
I think so. Okay.
She barked.
Very
wow.
Good. Speak, Ubu, speak.
So there are many in the community who know Kim, by the way. She is renowned and known by many. But we are going to start, as we always do, with this basic question. Where were you born and where did you grow up?
I was born in Tampa, Florida, on 7th Avenue, the original St. Joseph's Hospital.
Wow.
I was too.
69 and a half years ago.
Wow. And she admits her age.
Well,
Yes.
because as an
she's
actor,
beautiful.
a former actor, we were never allowed to say our age. We had to have an age range.
That's right. That's right. Because
Really?
you always played an age range.
I played an age range.
When you were submitted for roles, that's you never wanted to be pigeonholed.
You know,
Yes.
25 to 37.
There you go. Isn't that perfect?
What is that?
Isn't that perfect? We're well past that, my
Well,
love.
I can say definitely that you could play much younger than 69 and a half today.
Thank
That's
you.
very true.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, okay, so you were born on 7th Avenue, and then where did we go to school?
Seaborn, Gorey, Wilson, Plant, USF, or HCC to get my AA in a year and 3 months. And then I said, I'm moving to Los Angeles. That was the plan. And I loved school for the first time. Valda Robinson was my psychology teacher at Ybor campus, and she changed my life. And she taught me the term peak experience, and I've been trying to have them ever since.
Mention her name again.
Valda Robinson.
There you go. Shout out to Miss Robinson.
Yeah.
And then I ended up going to USF just to start in the theater to get my theater performance degree.
Well, we're both alumni, so there you go.
Yay!
And siblings at home?
I'm an only.
Oh, well, you know,
Filled
See,
with
you see,
love.
I knew you were going to say that because I know your personal story and everything. We had one here recently with
Last
Mary
week.
Mary Frances. That's right, Mary Frances Grinnell, and
I believe
Leto Grinnell.
before that.
Listen. Every time he asked that question, did you have any siblings? I'm rolling my eyes because I know what's coming, and Joey just relishes in the fact because he too was an only child.
Yeah,
Wow.
and by the way, an only child syndrome kind of person used to be sort of back when they were pushing families in the 50s and 60s.
Yeah.
You
5,
know,
6
you
members.
must have a family.
Yeah.
And therefore, you must.
4, 5, 6 members.
And therefore, you can't be an only child, because if you have an only child, well, they're just going to be selfish, and they're not going to know how to interact with others, and they're just going to be bad. And,
God.
you know, I mean, I heard that growing up. And I happen to think it might be the opposite. I think there's probably a lot of advantages.
Why'd you look this way, Joey? Why'd you look this way? I was raised like an only child, too. I've got 2 older siblings, but they're 7 and 9 years older.
True.
So
yeah, you really do have the personality of an only child.
I absolutely do.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
You do.
100%.
But we had...
Thank you, Abuela.
Next door, across the street, almost every home on my one block were children
Lots of
within
playmates.
my age range, within 3 or 4 years. And, we're all still connected.
Family.
And you said Gory Wilson Plant, so most people that are listening know that they know the geography of our area. They know where you might have grown up. It's one of 2 places. It's either going to be Hyde Park or Davis Island, right? So Davis Island. What was that like?
Oh, my gosh.
How much fun was Davis Island back in the 60s and 70s?
It was amazing. It's a wonder that we're alive because we chased the mosquito trucks.
Oh, yeah.
And just inhaling.
In the fog.
And we had tree forts. And we would dig holes for 10 hours, dig tunnels, and then cover our tunnels. It's a wonder we're alive again, with all the trees that we gathered.
Palm fronds and whatever was available.
Yeah, and it was just amazing. And whatever I needed inside my house that I didn't get from children because I was outside. Just knock on the door, knock and walk in. This was the 50s.
Open the refrigerator, 60s. You were home.
Yeah.
You had a lot of homes, a lot of parents.
It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me to find out that only children, particularly from our generation, in fact, learned more about how to socialize because you didn't have siblings, because you had to get it outside of your house. And the other thing was that we grew up in a time where parents were not helicopter parents. And so we were left...
The opposite of that. The antithesis.
Yeah.
We had a dinner bell.
Get out of my face. Get out of my face.
Street lights.
Dinner bell. And that's when I had to be home.
Yeah. So I can see how, and that also would explain, I also loved going to school. And because school is kind of, I'm there to learn.
Your friends were there.
I'm there to socialize.
Yeah, your friends.
Yeah, exactly. So you jumped all the way to USF, but during those years growing up, what kind of girl were you?
I wanted to be an actor. Shirley Temple, Lucille Ball, those were my people, and Paul McCartney. But
Sir Paul.
I loved playing. I loved connecting. I still loved to stay connected to my friends from Seabourn. I was talking to Melissa Klein. I don't know if I should say her.
Sure.
Go ahead.
In the parking lot. We went to nursery school together.
Hopefully she's listening now, Melissa. We're going to give that phone number out in a little bit if you'd like to give us a shout and tell us a story.
Send me the link.
Yeah, tell us a story
connection. That's really the most important thing in my life.
Connection and community.
Absolutely, both of those. And connection includes my family. Somebody said I did such a good job raising them that they left. So, maybe I shouldn't have been such a good
But you're
mommy.
very close. We know that.
So were you, was this presenting itself as trying to perform as a child? Were you performing?
Absolutely.
So let's talk a little bit about that. How did you do that and what did you do?
I joined every theater that there was. I think Ensemble Theater was the first theater. No, Tampa Theater was. I was in the 13 Clocks. I have no idea what that was about, but I was 7 or 8 years old, and then whatever shows they did until the theater was shut down, and then Ensemble Players, which I loved. I'm still friends with a lot of people that I did theater with there, and Bocanemus Players, Alice People Theater.
The Alice People.
So, Joey, you're bearing the lead.
I love those people.
You're bearing the lead a little bit. The question I've always wanted to ask him, and I think I may have asked it in the past, but I want to ask it now so we can get it on record, because Kim's mom was also very renowned in the area, Dot Burns, the wonderful Dot Burns, and she was a talent agent before we kind of knew what talent agencies did or what they were. So, being raised in that environment, I mean, it lent itself down. Which came first?
I'll tell you.
There you go.
It's always the opposite of what people think. Well, we're talking about empowering women this month.
Yes, this is celebrating Women's Month.
So my mother wasn't born a talent agent. She was born an artist. And she just continued to reinvent herself, because when she was a runway model for John Wanamaker's in New York, that led to coming to Florida to be runway model for another big company. And she met my dad, and they were married 3 years, and they had me, and she got polio.
Wow.
I know, you just have to give it a second going, so wait, hold on. She made a living on the runway and then never walked again.
Wow.
So I never really saw her walk, but then she had a degree in fashion illustration, so she became a college teacher downtown at the Floridan Hotel. Upstairs was a pretend college. No, I'm sorry.
But the classroom was set up for her there.
It seemed a little pretend, but they had little diplomas and stuff. But they loved her, and they called her Mother Burns, and so she reinvented herself as a teacher. And then the girls that were taking the class primarily were, all women. They wanted to model because she taught, all of it. And she said, you know what, my daughter wants to act. You all want to model. I think my services are needed. And she became a talent agent.
Wow.
So it just taught me that when I stopped doing one career in my life, that it's exciting to do another, and on and on,
So
we're here for it. Right?
Yeah.
She reinvented herself several times.
100%.
Yeah.
Did Dot have anything to do with either as a professional or she would have been a contemporary, Patricia Stevens and the Patricia Stevens School of
That's where
Design?
she taught.
There you go.
There you go. All right.
At the Floridan Hotel.
So
that's where it was.
So let me back into that a little bit. Polio. So she was rendered unable to walk?
Yes.
For the rest of her life?
Mm-hmm. She could stand up with my dad. My dad was super strong, and he would, pull her out of the wheelchair. She was in an iron lung for 9 months with a 5% chance of living, with no chance, 0% chance of having a good life, But whatever, screw that. So another thing that I learned, just, powerful women, empowering women.
Absolutely. So, by the way, folks, we rendered polio more or less gone because of vaccinations.
And
let me just leave it there.
My mom was one of the guinea
early
pigs.
Test case. Yeah, early test case.
Early test case.
Wow.
I like guinea pig.
A guinea pig. Amazing.
She
Amazing.
liked that term. Yeah, so we're all grateful to her.
What a strong woman you had as your model growing up.
Yeah.
Which accounts maybe in part for why you're so strong. Okay, so she has a talent agency. You're a young person already interested in performing. You said that it wasn't necessarily. Are you saying that you would have probably been that way without her?
Oh, I was 15 when she opened it. I started when I was 8 years old.
So you were really the person that first was interested.
She needed, she needed to find a way to help me get work.
Ah, that's so interesting.
Yeah.
And
mother is always the necessity. Forgive me. Necessity is always the mother of invention.
There you go.
In this case, there you go.
So by the time you graduated from high school, you were already that kind of person.
I was doing a play I was in rehearsal while I was doing a show at night. I was in rehearsal for the next show.
Ah, got it. So
went to Oslo Theater. I was the youngest apprentice ever, not hired because I
volunteering or offering your services.
Chosen.
Yeah, there you go.
In the apprenticeship program. It was life changer.
I'm sure.
Every minute, every hour.
Because I grew up down there.
Yeah. Oslo was it.
Oslo was everything.
Oslo was it. It was our Broadway. It was our Broadway.
Yeah.
And Mom graduated from Ringling, and she grew up in Bradenton. So I already knew that.
You're getting closer to Joey's heart now.
Oh, wow.
Joey's from Bradenton.
Yeah, I grew up in Bradenton.
Yeah, he grew up in Bradenton.
She went to Manatee High.
Really?
And then Ringling.
What year did she graduate?
Golly. She was born in 1934.
So add 18 to that, 52.
Yeah.
About the year you were born, Joe. You were born in 54. No, you were born in 54. Because you're 2 years older than Kim. Kim's 2 years older than me.
Yeah. So, well, that's good. Well, I love her even more.
There you go.
She would love you.
So she went to Ringling too. That's a whole nother thing we could talk about.
Fashion illustration. That was.
Yeah, sure, of course, yeah. Oh, Ringling was an amazing school.
They didn't just teach juggling there, Joe.
Yes, I no, I almost went to Ringling. I mean, I considered Ringling. So just didn't work out. But an amazing school in its day.
Yes.
You know, if you came out of Ringling, you knew your stuff.
Right.
Yeah, that's absolutely
Very
true.
accredited.
So, all right. So now you're out of high school.
When'd she go to Hollywood?
Yeah, you're out of high school, USF, theater, and then what happens?
The day after I finished school, I left for Los Angeles.
There you go.
Yeah.
And
because it's either Los Angeles or New York. It's one of the two.
I'm sorry, I went to New York before I graduated high school, and because theater was my thing, but I wanted TV and film. I really wanted TV. I honestly did. I just
we were
loved
TV generations,
series,
Kim.
You know,
we
yes.
were the TV generation.
Right.
Again, I love Lucy. I mean, it's never left me, and my daughter's the same way.
Mm-hmm.
She just sent me a I love Lucy meme. Like, of course she did. Oh yeah, just the zoomies just went.
Yeah. No. You got your TV. You wanted TV and film. You wanted TV and film. Rather than walking the boards and the footlights
or the silver screen.
So I went to New York, and the second or third day that I was there, I got mugged.
Oh, no.
And I went, so it's Los Angeles then.
Yeah. That's it. Peace out.
I liked having my car wrapped around my body.
Yeah.
And a key that lock and unlock.
Mm-hmm.
And,
there you go. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. So now what happens when we hit LA?
I was struggling.
And it must have been, what did that feel like? I mean, it must have been, basically you had, I can
74,
see already.
75 year? 74, 75, 76?
76.
Okay. Yeah. So you have a lot of broad experiences, but you've basically been a Tampa girl.
77, yeah.
Your whole life.
Yes.
Now you're in LA.
Oh, it's so different.
On your own.
Yeah, on my own.
Kind of address that a little bit. Like, what was the feeling about like that?
I got a job at a little coffee shop, and celebrities were there every day, and I would have to catch my breath because I thought, this isn't, I love acting. I don't put them on a pedestal unless
you got to be
Paul
among
McCartney.
them. They're your peers.
Yeah, no, I wanted to throw up every time. I was like, I couldn't bring their food. I was, really? I was going to drop the plate. Yeah, so I was like, God, I need
there's
to
Eric
work
Estrada. I've been watching him on Chips, and here he is having his burger at my place.
Yeah, well, that's true.
I met Eric Estrada.
See, how did I know that, Joey?
But what happened at Patty's little diner is that my coworker said, you need to get into Harry Master George's acting class, scene study. And another, these little avenues, you just have to stay open.
That's right.
You ask for a gift and don't be specific. You ask for a gift that you need. And that class I was in until forever, even through having my first child.
Wow. And but you had...
I just felt better from having that workshop, from learning constantly, from being with really great actors.
Yes, right.
And
so it's giving you craft,
yes.
And it's giving you confidence.
Yes.
Right.
And I'm working, unpaid again, but I'm working. When you're doing your scene, you're working.
Right.
And Harry taught no rehearsals, because real life was you get booked in a series, there are no rehearsals.
Right.
There may be
a table read. And then you go.
Mm-hmm.
But no, you can't count on that. You have to be ready with your own homework done and your choices made, in hopes that you can connect with that other person or people in that scene.
And always is the element of just sheer luck, that they like you or they don't like you, or they think you're appropriate or they don't think you're appropriate.
It's very subjective, Joey. That's the tough part about, especially,
right.
If I may just throw this in there, because I've chased that dream a little bit myself when I was in Dallas. I'm convinced that they don't know what they're looking for until they see it.
Yes.
That's right.
Like the role may be for a 6'2", blonde-haired, blue-eyed guy,
right.
And then they see somebody 5'8", brown hair and brown eyes, but there's something there. There's an energy there. They go, you know what? I want to see you again, and I want to see you read with that person. So you have to go in always being open for that. But there's also something very soul-crushing when you know you've done your best, and you leave that audition going, man, that felt really good, and you don't get the call.
I don't miss that.
Yeah.
I know it's soul-crushing, isn't it, Kim? It just hurts so much.
Well, your meat on the hoof. You're basically meat on the hoof.
And it's a numbers game, and you have to keep reminding yourself of that.
Right.
It's just tough to get that initial footing once. And listen, I'm just going to interject this real quick because I'll forget it otherwise. There's a guy right now that I've seen on. He's riding high on the commercial scene. Right. He's got this mustache that looks like it's put on him. He's in a Progressive ad. He's in Jimmy John's ads. He's done like about 6 or 7 different product ads, and I know he's making bank. He's banking right now because he's hot. And every time I see him, I go, look at him again. Look at him again. It's the same guy. It's not like he's changing his look or he's doing anything different.
Right.
It's even the same persona, but he's hot right now.
Yeah.
And so he's being used. And once you get into that little bit of a groove, it feels good.
Right.
Keep going.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I've had friends over the years who are actors, and the stories they tell me convince me that I might have had the ability to do it, but I didn't have the personality
Or the temperament.
Temperament, because there's way too much of that happening for me to be considered, rejected. It's not. It just.
I
wouldn't
handled
work.
that really well. That wasn't an issue for me because I never. Just like you're saying, they don't know what they're looking for, and so I never. I really didn't take it
Didn't
personally.
preconceive any ideas about what was going on.
I just said they didn't hate me. They just haven't found exactly what they're looking for, and they have no idea what that is, but they'll know it. And so when I booked, it was huge. So
of course.
When I didn't book, I didn't make a big deal about it. But when I booked, it was a celebration.
Joey, there's a mantra, I guess, in athletics. Professional sports especially, or just any high-level sports where they say you keep your highs low and your lows high.
Yeah.
And as an actor, you need to have that always front of mind because, you can't get too high when you get booked, but, man, you don't want to get too low when you don't. You just kind of want to stay in the groove. Easy does it. Let's go get another one.
Yeah.
Did you have a special, like you were saying, I Love Lucy, right? So Lucille Ball is such a genius comedian, but also a pretty good serious actress too. Did you have a favorite that you leaned towards? Were you a comedic actress? Did you consider yourself to be more a serious actress? Smile, because you have a beautiful smile and you're funny and you're fun. I
wanted to do comedy,
go.
but I mainly was booked for typical ingenue, and I know what the word means, but when you're there, you're like, okay. Could you tell me exactly what you mean by that? So am I just supposed to just
be pretty,
be adorable? But that's what I got, and then I would try to do my part to twist it a little bit for the comedy.
Stand out a little bit.
Kim, I so understand being physically perfect is such.
Oh, for God!
It's such a curse.
Oh.
Joey,
it's followed me through my whole
Precious.
life.
Get back in the car, Joey. Get back in the car.
But so, what were some of your first gigs like?
There you go.
Oh,
who'd you work with? Who'd you see? What shows were you on?
Or what? Even if they turned out horrible,
highs, lows.
What were those first jobs like?
Okay, I did Search for Tomorrow and Capitol soap operas. And
Search for Tomorrow.
You remember that, Joey? I was going to say
absolutely.
Search for Tomorrow.
They would re-record if you weren't sad enough.
Oh no!
They would go, we have to take it again. You've got to be sadder.
So you do a scene,
yes,
and you're sad, and they say, that wasn't. You didn't quite hit it.
You were sad, but we
was,
need you to be. Yeah.
I wasn't a daytime soap lover, but God, my friends always were. For some reason, nighttime soaps were my thing.
Dallas, Falcon Crest.
Oh yeah,
come on now, let's go. It's the late 70s.
And then I got this little role on Knots Landing, which was my favorite show ever.
Wow.
And I think it got cut. Sorry. I do think it got cut. And then I got Gidget. I played Gidget's best friend, Barbara Freeze, on the new Gidget show, and it was just so much fun.
That sounds wonderful.
So we just had the Oscars this last Sunday.
It was amazing.
And it wasn't, and somewhat breathtaking when they got to the in memoriam because how many huge stars we lost.
I was crying.
It was sad but when Barbara came out and she sang the way we were, it was, and then you're looking at Robert Redford up there and you go,
God.
man, was he just like a perfect
he was pretty
male?
perfect.
He was just gorgeous. I mean, he had it all, and he was, he had all and he had all the qualities that you want in a person that looked that good.
Yeah,
100%.
It was pretty. But it was also great at the end when things didn't go as a lot of people had scripted. And I don't know how Guillermo del Toro felt about his Frankenstein epic. I think he won 1, maybe 2 Oscars. But not the big ones, not director and not best actor. So, it had a little bit of everything.
Yes, it did.
It got just as political as you wanted it to get. Conan O'Brien was top form. Jimmy Kimmel was off the hook.
Yes.
It was very good.
Yeah,
I was thinking about you while I was watching it because I know you've been to, have you not been to an Oscar?
Twice.
There you go.
I've been to Grammys, Emmys, Oscars, and I can't remember if I went to the Golden Globes, maybe. But I love award shows.
Yeah, no, everybody's there. So you get to see everybody. The Golden Globes are the best because the Golden Globes are when they get to drink.
I love
They get to drink, and it's real loose.
But they also cover TV and films, So.
That's wonderful. Hey, let's do a station ID before we get too far around the corner, and then we'll come back and reintroduce our guest.
Hi, I'm Dr. Bob Lochte, and you're listening to The Conversation with Mario Nunez and Joe King Carter on WMNF Tampa 88.5 FM.
Thank you all for listening. As always, this is Wednesday's edition of The Conversation. Today we're lovingly and just enjoying so much talking with Kim Burns-Cummings. If you'd like to join us in the conversation, let me give you that number. It's 813-239-9663. You can always send us a text at 813-433-0885. And Jessica's standing by to read your emails, and that's dj@wmnf.org.
So, Kim, when did you have the first gig where you said, I can't believe I'm doing this?
Oh.
The first time you booked?
Yeah.
Probably the first time you booked?
I never felt like that. I thought I was born to be an actor my whole life.
But I'm not saying, no, I don't mean that you are surprised that you're succeeding. I meant more like I feel like I've arrived at some level.
Never.
You never felt like you arrived.
And some actors never do. And some actors never
live.
do.
Sorry, Amaria.
No.
I have felt that live, but you can't feed kids doing theater.
Yeah.
So, but I definitely have lost myself on stage so many times, thank goodness.
Talk a little bit about the difference between the live interaction and what you get on film. Yeah, it's day and night.
It's literally the opposite of each other because you can't speak or make a noise when you're shooting, and you better laugh and clap and react and cry when you're live. The audience needs to have that reaction for, maybe some people don't need that, but as a performer on the stage live, I'm going to do my job, and I'm going to commit to making a flawless performance as much as possible, but I'm going to give you even more if you give me something from out there.
But
you cannot have that when you're shooting.
So you're having in a live setting on stage to be broad and
absolutely
forceful and
present.
And whereas the camera is looking at you.
No retakes, Joey.
The camera is looking at your eye movements. I mean, the most subtle things are important.
Yes.
Yeah. I see how that works. They are completely different, aren't they? It's the reason sometimes I think that stage actors, particularly British stage actors, are made fun of for being these sort of hyped up thespians who are so, arrogant. And then they have to go on to a camera setting. They have to really bring it back down to that place, right?
Right.
Yeah.
They sure did in Hamnet.
Yeah, right.
They weren't all British. They were Irish and Scottish and British.
Yeah.
Best lead, female lead?
Oh, God.
So I have a quick question for Kim. And I know you can relate to this because we kind of, as a flight attendant, you know that's such a unique job, number one. And you also realize right away that it's sort of a fraternity and a sorority all rolled up into one, right? And it's very communal. I mean, we look after each other. We have to because we're all we have. When we're out there and on layovers or whatever, we kind of keep each other safe and secure. It's kind of like that in the acting community as well. And, you see it no more so than when you have an awards presentation like the Oscars. I mean, they thank their agents that have been with them for 25 years. They thank their team. They're so grateful. They're so humble. Because it takes a long time and it's real, real hard. Please address some of that connectivity with
I have the most beautiful story to connect to that. My friend of 50 years, Rick Williamson, we were at USF Theater together 50 years ago and moved out the same time when we were 22 to Los Angeles, 21, 22, and knocked on doors, broke into lots saying that we were caterers and
craft service,
lawnmower crafts, whatever. Just lied. Sometimes, a few times, we made it on. What? I don't know what we thought we were going to do. Like hold them up until I. But we said we just got to get on the lot if they see us and they talk with us. But anyway, we had that life experience together, and just 10 days ago at the Gasparilla International Film Festival, I had asked Rick to submit his brilliant, moving, animated short called The Escort. Please write it down. Please see it, everyone. And he did, and I'm sure 20 minutes after screeners screened it, he was in the festival. He flies in, and we had lunch for 14 USFers that we all were in theater together.
Wow.
They flew in, they drove across the country, they stopped their lives so that, I have goosebumps all over me. Oof. That's, to me, that goes back to Davis Island and being 6 years old and knocking on the door going, I'm Kim, will you be my friend? and we're still friends. So that's USF Theater. I mean, the bond, you have it
lifelong.
Yes, you have it in art. Artists do better when they have a community, and I mean,
community is
I'm really
everything.
lucky.
Yeah.
It is. And I don't know too many people that are more empathic. Joey, you're I think, and I'm empathic as well. I think the lead dog in this Iditarod is Kim, and then you come in second, Joey, and I'll be close behind. It's a photo finish, but Kim is definitely one of the sweetest souls. And I think
Mario.
a lot of course. I mean, I think that all started when you were a little girl, number one, and it's just continued to progress. And as you have grown into this beautiful woman and mom and friend and lover of your community, it just connects you. Those connections become more and more rich. And we have to talk. We cannot let you out of here with about 15 minutes left in the show. Joey, this woman that sits in front of us is multi-talented, multi-dimensional.
I'm fully aware of that.
We need to talk about throwing clay, my brother. We need to talk about...
I was just going to ask about that. Because
okay, the quick story is that I wanted to get out of my marriage. I needed to get out of my marriage. And so in order to do that, it meant that I had to stop driving to Orlando 4 times a week while I also had a skincare business. I'm a master esthetician because my mother invented reinventing yourself. and so
and you took your lessons well.
I did.
Well, it's about time for me to reinvent myself.
So, oh my God.
Esthetician.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I needed to quit one thing. And the one thing that I let go of to get divorced was driving to Orlando, was auditioning, was doing that. And you know what? I didn't have a moment to mourn that loss. I just that's what I needed to do. Mm-hmm. And I never saw my mom cry because she was in a freaking wheelchair. So I did what I saw her do. Just keep moving, keep staying connected, keep finding joy. There are always flowers for those that want to see them. And that's what I did. I let go of the acting, but I had to do something with my hands. And I was driving by the clay factory one day, and there was a sign that said, you've always wanted it, call today. And I went, I don't know, but I maybe have always wanted this. And I went there for 6 weeks to just heal from this, upcoming divorce. Mm-hmm. And that was 35 years ago.
Wow.
So, Kim Kirchman was my first teacher ever. And we've sat here and done interviews together for the Tour de Clay. And she's an amazing clay teacher, an amazing ceramic artist. Mm-hmm. And that community is so much.
Another one.
It's just so much.
Unique, so unique.
It's just made for empaths, too.
Right, absolutely.
Well,
I've been a ceramicist before.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
you and I have a lot of parallels, my friend.
Yeah.
I had a parent in a wheelchair growing up.
I can spell ceramicist. Does that include me in the group?
So let me just say this about that.
Yeah.
For people who don't know this, of all the crafts and techniques in the arts, ceramics, when I discovered it, I was 18. I became an assistant ceramicist and then a ceramicist. The putting of hands in wet mud. Yes, I see the look on your face. It is so powerful. People do not understand it. That I have used it I used it when I was I was the art director for a nonprofit that works with adults with intellectual and physical disabilities, and I pushed for a ceramics program, which, by the way, they didn't have. And I pushed for it because I knew what would happen. And the joy and love and connection, it's all that. It's all that and more. Talk about how you felt about that.
Oh, my God. The first time that I did it, I was a hand model, so my hands had to be perfect.
Clean.
I wasn't allowed, so clean. I wasn't allowed to take typing, so I still don't do that because my nails couldn't be cut, and the typing teacher at Wilson Junior High, wasn't called middle school. You had to cut to the quick, and my mom said she can't. She's a hand model. Okay.
And those were the standard, not the electrical. You had to mash those keys.
Yeah, beat them. You had to beat them. Yeah.
But I would cut my nails for clay.
Oh, there you go.
But I didn't have to right away. They're like this, and I'm on the wheel. I mean, you can't see people, but I have really long nails with polish on them. And I had that, that clay, but I called it mud. I had that mud all over, and I'm like, what in the world? Why didn't I know to be dirty is to be good?
Yeah.
To be dirty is to be happy.
Yes.
And then all the little stories that
sing on, sister,
go through my head that I need to get rid of, you turn that wheel on for me, and it spins out of my mind.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
I think
no more dark pictures.
A lot more. I think more and more people should. I'm surprised that ceramics hasn't become like yoga and meditation. It hasn't become
aromatherapy, any kind of therapy.
Yeah,
sure.
Because it really is. It connects you back to the earth.
It's earth.
Yeah, it's earth. Yeah,
and you take this clay
and you do whatever you want with
earth,
it. Yeah.
You throw it into something or hand built it into something useful. That's just me. Bowls, cups, mugs, pitchers, and I make a mug, and someone buys it, and their mouth is nourished by this.
Their bodies are nourished with it.
Yeah.
It came from the ground, and
Is
now
it beautiful?
they're happy that they're holding it, and their mouth is on it.
Or they could put beautiful flowers in that vase.
I just love the way she says that.
Well, just like
it's so true.
I just go.
And by the way, it is made complete
so intimate.
by
It is
fire.
intimate.
It's made complete by fire.
Yeah, you fire it in the kiln.
In the kiln, it requires oxygen and fire. So you've got
life. It's
you've got
life.
Earth, wind, and fire.
Woo woo.
All coming together.
Do you remember?
And from the place of a people, we are a people that everything in our life, for the most part, has been manufactured in a plant in Ohio somewhere. Our TVs,
Not
our
in
cars,
my house.
But for most people, that's the case.
Everything in my house is handmade.
And when you make a container or a plate or something, it's an amazing experience. And also, I'm a big fan of hand building as well. Because,
me too.
And really, I ended up getting a degree in sculpture because of ceramics. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So
that's Big Joe.
Yeah,
right there.
Yeah.
The guy sitting next to you.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think it.
So I think my
he's actually a very
success
talented artist.
actually came for the first time in my life. That's stupid. I mean, I've been successful
many ways,
getting out
many
of a
times.
parking lot.
Yeah,
you know?
right.
But I can feel good. Obviously, I'm struggling. I feel pretty good when I say I'm a successful ceramic artist, and I that's the biggest part
juried
of my
and judged
life.
to be
juried and judged,
right.
and it
Award-winning.
means more than when I was an actor needing whatever it was I needed. I never really achieved it.
But had you achieved it, I think you would have found your way to being a potter,
100%,
or to being a ceramicist.
I've thought about it, and I agree.
Right.
We'll never know.
Well,
but
you think of Harrison Ford. You know, he's a master carpenter.
Yes.
And he's also an incredibly accomplished actor.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and then you have people that have different means by which they express themselves artistically. their acting gives them the money to do so, and then they do other things.
It's like Jane Seymour is
a dear friend of yours. Talk about that.
A dear friend, so successful as an artist, as an actor. Mm-hmm. She cannot stop painting. She cannot. Right. During the pandemic, she was filming and she would call me going, look at your phone, I just sent you pictures. And she couldn't leave her room because it was a very, very strict, thank goodness, strict COVID set. Mm-hmm. And she was in her room for 12 days and they go, what can we do to help? And she goes, I need paper. Watercolor paper. And she had her pencils and her paintbrushes and her watercolor set, and her whole room was just taped up with just paint.
Yes.
Because there's a need. You have to, it's inside, and you've got to just release it.
Got to get it out.
Yeah, and also I think, too, don't you, Kim, that there's like when you're in that, because I think that the similarity of a musician or an actor or a potter, it doesn't matter, a painter, there's something about that creative consciousness. when you're in it, it's like the goo, man. It's the goo. It's the stuff. It's the thing. It's like nothing else in your life. And so when I'm painting, it's like you're in this creative space. I don't know how to explain it.
You're explaining it.
Yeah, and the thing is, when you were both talking earlier about being an actor and going through that meat on the hoof thing where you're being judged, hey, try coming up with a dozen paintings and putting them in the gallery and nobody buys them. You know,
or they just walk past them and go,
everybody has an assault on the ego, right? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's not a lot that anyone can say that would hurt my feelings about my pottery. I've already made it. Yeah. It's already done.
Yeah. Yes.
It's done. It's like, thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
You know, I'm hoping somebody else might find it to be just what they were looking for.
So I heard you say earlier, did I get this right, that pottery is fulfilling you in a way that acting never did?
You got it right.
Yeah.
I got it right, too.
Yeah, you got it right, too.
She had to have her hands in mud. You know, when we were kids, we had our hands in mud. We just didn't know what to do with it, so we made little meatballs, and we called them dirt bombs, and we threw them at each other.
No, my mom said don't get dirty, so I didn't get dirty.
No dirty for you?
No.
Yeah, I would say...
But you got dirty later as an adult.
I am
once you found the
dirty.
wheel. And she said that with a smile, y'all.
Dirty girl.
So you realize that, you know, you needed, because you were living, before that, everything had to be just so.
Yes.
To do this, and then you realize, no, man, this is better than that. Because this allows for everything.
Also, too, another thing is that I would assume that when you're acting, that moment of performance where you just crushed it and it was perfect is gone. And maybe it got recorded on film and maybe it didn't. But when you make a physical thing and present it to people, it's there in the real time. And that's what I feel about art, is it's some way of...
And there's a permanency there, Joe, too. There's a permanency, because a chef can be an artist as well. Yeah. And then you consume the food, and the chef gets great joy from watching you consume his food because it's delicious and it's beautiful.
It's finally
But
over.
it's impermanent.
Yeah.
But you're so right, because that is such a regret that when I did theater, that we didn't videotape because we didn't have video cameras.
Right.
And, you know, what are you going to take this big old 8mm? No one.
No. Right. No.
My parents never owned anything like that. So my very favorite show that I ever did, Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, I would love, oh my God, just to have 10 minutes.
We were robbed of all of that because technology wasn't there, and unless you had a father who was a super 8mm buff, and he just wanted to do that, because I never saw I never saw myself swing a baseball bat till I was 15. And you know, the kids today have all the advantages because they can see themselves performing and they know how to make the small little adjustments to get better and better.
Right.
You know, same thing with acting. I mean, if you're in your first high school play or elementary school play. You know, I remember my first play. It was in second grade. I got the male lead, and the name of the play was A Key to Understanding. A Key to Understanding. Why do I remember that? Because it was about United Nations, and it was about nations.
Oh, wow.
I remember that. And what I remember mostly was at one point being front of stage and doing my lines and looking out and seeing my mother and my grandmother sitting there in the first row, and all of a sudden just kind of being distracted for a minute. It was kind of fun, though, because they were there. They were very supportive, like you would expect. But what a goof, what a rush it was to be on stage. And, I look all the way back, Joey, this is a true story. When I was in kindergarten, we did a Christmas play. Of course we did, with the little angels and the stars and everything. Mm-hmm. And there was a little boy lead and a little girl lead. You know who got the little boy lead? I got that thing early. That bug bit me early.
Oh, you didn't get the little girl lead?
No.
Nice.
No, Joey. I'm not going to ring a bell. See, you thought I was going to ring a bell for that. That does not deserve a bell ring. However, it does it when it gets into you.
Yeah.
And it's not I hate it. I talk about this, Kim, because I hate it when people go, "Oh, he's just a ham. He's just a ham." I don't know, because you could be hammy, but it takes a lot of skill to be a disciplined actor, especially to be a comedic actor.
Yeah,
but I never liked that.
I never liked it. I never said it.
You show off, you ham. I never liked it. I got it, though. I got it. And
I think it's about jealousy.
Okay.
Jealousy, there you go.
Yeah, buddy.
Well, let me just tell you, I was in Oklahoma when I was in the 6th grade. I remember that very well.
The state or the play?
The play.
Thank you. Good.
The old gray mare sheep. And so, I conduct history tours in Ybor City, and they're one-man shows. That's what they are.
Yes, it is.
And I get it that I'm doing a one-man show.
Yes,
I
you
get
are.
that. And
your tip average depends on it, Joey.
And I'm okay with it, because it's going to make that experience for my guests more enjoyable. That's what I'm there to do. I'm not there to drag them along for an hour and a half or 2 hours in meaningless dates and buildings. I'm there.
I want to hire you. Our cousins are coming.
He's
from
very
Madrid.
good. He's very,
come on a tour. You have to come on a tour.
Yeah, no, we should take Kim and do that one day.
So,
we got a few minutes left, Joey. Ask Kim if there's anything we haven't
What would
covered.
you like to talk about?
Yeah,
Oh my God! This
we'll bring
felt
you back.
like 5 minutes.
I know.
We'll bring you back.
Well, I do want to acknowledge the amazing women that we need to lift up, and we need to buy from their shops and support their music, and filmmakers. Go watch their films. Suncoast Film Festival is happening now, or next any minute now. A lot of my friends are just got some accepted, and we just have to lift up women.
Women in the Crest Building. You have a friend in the Crest Building?
Yes, I have lots of friends in the Kim Raditz tomorrow night. That's she's retiring her studio there. Not retiring, and she's a phenomenal maker and artist, and she's on the 2nd floor at the Crest Building on 7th Avenue. Mm-hmm. And but there are many amazing artists in the Crest Building.
Of course, yeah.
So just buy art. Do you need some clay earrings or a mug or a bowl? Call me. We're leaders, and also vote for us.
Yes.
Well said.
Women in elective offices need to be more and more of them. We need more of them.
It's our turn. You guys have screwed it
that song
so badly.
Listen, here.
I've said that many times.
We say it almost weekly.
Yeah.
We say it almost weekly, and Joe and I are too.
Let us show you how it's done.
Yeah, absolutely.
With a sense of care, kindness, empathy. Leadership, certainly. Listen,
intelligence.
Joey and I were raised by strong women in our lives, and we know the value of where we speak. So, and yes, to your point, bluntly, we've been doing this for a minute now. I say we males, and we ain't been doing such a great job of it. So, yes, I'm all for women leadership.
If the patriarch's not working, let's go to the matriarch.
Absolutely.
I'm good on that.
All my great male friends have all said this before me. They've said these words before I have said them.
We know what's going on.
Yes.
and we can't get out of here without mentioning your other half, Billy Boy.
Oh, my God.
Come on.
My husband's
He's
so
listening.
Amazing. He's such a good worker. He owns a company that helps other people financially, and
he appreciates strong women as well.
He better, and and he's such a great cook, and he's a lover of animals, and I love him.
Good man.
I like him very much.
There you go. There you go.
Good.
Joey, we're just about at the end of it, man.
Yes.
This is the worst time of day for us because we're just getting started.
I am really ready now. Can we start now?
We
Now
just
we
got
can
stretched
start.
out. We just got loose. Now we're warmed up and ready to go.
What my shirt says.
Women up, y'all. Women up.
Woman up.
Woman up. So let me just say, as always, special thanks to Jessica G, the OG of Board Ops. She makes this show work. We couldn't have it without her. And today I would like to say our call taker who does all these wonderful things in taking calls, Gabrielle is...
There she is.
She's back there waving. And coming up next is Sam I Am.
Okay.
With the afternoon, Wednesday music in the afternoon. And so
is that what it's called? I don't think that's what it's called.
It's called
It's the Music Wednesday.
It's the Music Wednesday.
There we go. With about 20 seconds.
I don't know what happened there,
with
but
about 20 seconds left in the show. Thank you all, as always, for listening. We'll be here again next week. Please chime in. Please listen in. Call in. You're listening to the
Love
conversation.
Each other.
Absolutely. WMNF Tampa.